Hello all and welcome back to the Tarot Me Happy channel. Happy holidays to all of you out there. In today's reading, we are going to be finding out what you will be leaving behind in the year of 2022. And what's really important to remember during a message like this is that if you're leaving something behind, it's because you will consciously know that you want to leave this behind, something that's been bothering you or that you've been struggling with throughout the year of 2022, or it may be something that is no longer serving you. So it may be something that you've been avoiding releasing, and Spirit is going to step in to help you move out of that situation, out of that time in your life. But no matter what, just know that if this pile is for you, you're going to be releasing something that is for your greatest good to release. It'll never be something that you want to keep or that is for your good to keep. So go ahead and choose whichever pile you're feeling the most drawn to. And as always, you can find the timestamp for your group in the description box below, and I'll see you there. Hello and welcome to everyone that chose pile number 1. Let's find out what you're leaving behind in the year of 2022. So you have the card Emotional Withdrawal. In the traditional tarot, this would be the 8 of Cups. So it's interesting that this card came out for you because the 8 of Cups is typically about walking away from something, going on a new journey to find your path. So your message seems like it might be pretty straightforward since you're walking away from something, emotional withdrawal, and then we also have the card moving on. That's typically the number 6 of Swords in the traditional tarot. So Spirit is also drawing me to these leaves here in the background on this card. And, you know, those leaves are there representing a season change. So, of course, it's the end of the year. You might be moving into winter or a different season depending on where you are in the world, literally. But there's something going on. There's a season that's ending in your life emotionally. With the 8 of Cups and emotional withdrawal being here, whatever you're leaving behind in the year of 2022 is something that has brought you emotional sadness. It looks like this is something that has been very deep within you emotionally. You know, this person is sitting on the edge of the ocean, and the waters represent our emotions. And this is something that has probably been affecting your head and your heart. When we have the 6 of Swords, it seems like something has probably been weighing on your mind. So this is something that's been affecting you emotionally and mentally. But mentally, you are making a decision as we transition out of this year and into the next that you don't want to bring this with you, that it's time to make a change, that the time for whatever this circumstance is has passed in your life, and you're going to move on now. You're going to walk ahead. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of our other cards to get a clearer picture. I did go ahead and pre-shuffle for us today. Normally we shuffle on camera, but we're going to use a lot of different cards. So I wanted to go ahead and pre-shuffle so we can focus on the reading. And one of your cards that's come out here is balance. One person is giving too much in this relationship. So this could be a relationship specifically that you were giving too much in and the other person was not giving enough back. But just the word balance, this can be something that walking away from it is going to create more balance in your life. Like maybe you've been spending too much time at work and not getting enough reward out of that. This could even be talking about your relationship with yourself, that your body has been giving to you and having to carry you through this difficult situation. And now is going to be a time when you're able to find more balance and give back to your physical body, feed yourself spiritually and emotionally after going through this difficult time of emotional withdrawal. Okay, and I love that this card has come out for you. What are you leaving behind in 2022? Fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So Spirit is bringing through a really powerful message. It seems like you're a pretty deep thinker if you have selected this group. So we have the red like the root chakra underlaying here, and then we have the purple like the crown chakra on the top, and you'll see fear is even written in purple. So really what Spirit is bringing through here is that in this time you are going to leave behind catering to the 3D world and the fear that can come along with weighing things out in your mind and looking at things logically, and relying more on your spiritual side, developing your crown chakra, where you're going to have much more spiritual intuition, more insight that allows you to move out of faith instead of out of fear. Testing your resolve. It seems like you're going to be going the distance next year is the message that Spirit is bringing through, going the distance. A lot more energy, breaking free from the 3D. And we also have the card Moon Darkness. So the number 7 is a number that also represents completion. And the moon goes through its cycles. So Spirit is bringing through the message that you have completed a cycle within this year, and you're going to be leaving it behind. A time of darkness in your life. It might have been a time in your life where you felt mentally in the dark, again, going through some emotional struggles there, going into the dark like hermit mode when we see the emotional withdrawal here. People may not have understood what you were going through, because when we see the moon card, there's a lot that's been hidden, but it feels like you may have been hiding from other people, maybe even hiding your own spark from yourself at times. It seems like this past year has been a time of self-reflection, but now you're going to be leaving behind that fear, stepping out of the darkness, stepping out of the confusion, stepping out of the cycles, out of the loop, coming into more of a balance with yourself. And like Spirit said, going the distance for yourself in this coming year. And then we also have the card Pull Yourself Close. Our inner being longs for us to reside as one. It is now time to pull close all of the places inside of us that we wish were not there. Imagine embracing yourself in acceptance, the good parts, the bad parts, the missing places, and the broken pieces, knowing that every place inside of you is worthy of the greatest love. So if you've been experiencing a problem with being hard on yourself, or ruminating thoughts on something that you've been through in your past, or maybe a decision that you made that you did not feel good about, or that you've been fearful was the wrong choice, or things that you feel like you've had to hide from others or from yourself even, you're moving out of that. And there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And you've learned a lot on this journey. But now is the time to pull yourself close. So this card coming out is an encouragement from Spirit to walk with yourself. You're breaking out of the fear, but they're encouraging you to walk with yourself. And what you're leaving behind is that need to hide part of yourself. You're leaving behind that fear of parts of yourself or things that you have been through that maybe you've been trying to stifle out. So you're going to become a lot more close with yourself, like we were talking about here, moving less out of the 3D and more in that 5D, that spiritual experience, coming into alignment with yourself. Pull yourself close, trusting all the parts of yourself. And we also have a couple of tarot cards here that we will finish off with. And this card as well, you have the potential card. The littlest key can open the heaviest door. So it feels like there's something that was really affecting you this year. Again, it feels like other people didn't know about it. You were the only one that had the key to this dark room in your life. You were the only one that knew about this situation. So what you're leaving behind are any of these negative thoughts that have been blocking your potential, any of the thoughts that have been keeping you locked in fear, locked in the darkness. That's what you're leaving behind in 2022. You have the key in your hand, and now you're going to be able to pick up that key and open even the heaviest door. So you're going to be able to go the distance, go places that you never thought you'd be able to, find success that you never thought you would have, find that happiness again that you may have been worried was gone from your life. You're opening the door to newness. Your mental is going to be free this year of 2023. And your tarot cards that came out, we have the Six of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and the Seven of Pentacles here. I love that the Ten of Swords came out for you. This is representative of an ending. And the Ten of Swords in this deck is really beautiful because this person is not looking hurt. You're going to come out of this situation unscathed. It's been very difficult mentally, again, with that Ten of Swords being there. But you're going to come out on the other side okay. And this person isn't looking back at the things that they have experienced, and they're not letting these birds distract them. She's looking on over the horizon at the newness, and that's what you're doing. You're in your Six of Swords energy, and you're moving forward. So whatever you're leaving behind this year is something that has caused you a great deal of discomfort and mental anguish, but you're leaving it behind. The Seven of Pentacles, this may be something that you had invested in. For example, if you're in this group and this is a relationship, you may have invested a lot of time, a lot of conversations, a lot of money. This could be even a business that you were hoping was going to grow. This may be a situation where you almost have to cut your losses because, again, you've invested in it some way and you wanted it to work out because you had put so much effort into this. But at the end, like I said, this person isn't looking back at whatever mistakes were made. We talked about maybe making a decision that you weren't sure about or feeling uncomfortable with before. But this person isn't looking backwards, they're looking forward. So you're going to be able to put this down if you're experiencing any type of regret and move forward out of that fear energy and start new, start fresh. And then we also have the Six of Wands. So again, this is bringing back that message about the moon here, stepping out of the darkness and into the light. It also feels like you're going to have a lot that you had learned on this journey, and you're going to be able to pull that forward with you. But you're leaving behind doubt, you're leaving behind fear. So you're going to be feeling in this confident energy, more sure about yourself, and just cutting ties with whatever this situation is so that you can move forward. So pile number one, that's everything that I have for you in this reading. Don't forget to hit like before you go and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I will see you in another video. Take care. Hello, pile number two. Welcome to your reading. We have the Passion Ignited card. Let's find out what you're leaving behind in the year of 2022. The message that Spirit brought through first is leaving behind a passion, or leaving behind a passion project, or something that you thought that you were passionate about. This seems like something that was almost a front. Like maybe you were doing something because someone else in your life wanted you to follow that path, and this is not your real passion. So you're going to put that down, and when you put that down, you're going to be able to step into your true passions, and your passion is going to be ignited again. We also have the card Truth here. So again, that message that you're going to be stepping into your truth. This person is standing on a scale. It looks like they have weighed their pros and cons. Maybe you've tried to stay in this situation again to make others happy. But in 2022, you're going to leave behind that energy of making someone else happy at the expense of your happiness. That's not going to happen anymore. Usually we do shuffle on camera, but I did go ahead and pre-shuffle for us today just because we have a lot of cards and I wanted to be able to focus on the reading. So we have the card Indecision coming out for you. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. So what are you leaving behind? Your indecision. This person is standing on the scale, so that really may be something that you have been struggling with over the year of 2022. Again, of having those indecisions, of trying to make someone else happy rather than being your truth and making yourself happy. But now you're going to be guided by your intuition in all aspects of your life. Your passion is going to be ignited as you move out of this energy. We also have the cards. Also, you were the only group that was getting extra cards as I was shuffling everything out. So it seems like you may have had a lot on your mind, a lot on your plate. You have the card Fire with ignition. So there's that message again. We have ignited and ignition. It looks like you're really cranking up, turning up the heat in this coming time. And we have the card Life, breath. So something's really going to be getting your heart chakra activated. So if you've been in this place where, again, you were trying to balance other things that really weren't for you, you're moving out of that energy, and you're going to be feeling like you are alive again, like every breath is precious when you're doing the things that you're truly passionate about, when you are number one in your life. And it feels like whatever this is, you're so passionate about it that it's going to make it easy for you to step out of this indecision. And that's what's ultimately going to tip that scale for you finally and make you step into this energy where you recognize that you have to live your life for you. You can't live it for someone else. And you're going to do it. And it feels like the people around you would definitely be able to get on board because they see this is something that really lights you up. And we have the card Time Apart. Some distance will help bring clarity. So it seems like you've probably been trying to weigh things out in private, maybe taking a little bit of time away from the people in your life. Instead of sharing with them right away what your thoughts are, what you're passionate about. You don't want anybody to have any effect on that. So you've been taking some time to yourself to really find that clarity. If you haven't done that already, then Spirit is encouraging you to take a little bit of time away from everybody else and their influence to really let go of that indecision and leave it behind by stepping into your own clarity, by taking some time apart for yourself. And we also have this card, Emotions are the reflection. Emotions can often be a reflection of how a present event affects our inner child. When an emotion comes out that does not make sense to you, take a moment to sit with it. Ask yourself, what is this emotion attached to inside of me that goes beyond what I am experiencing now? Journaling is a good exercise to explore these emotions further. So there's two birds flying up here. Again, it feels like this will be a decision that you have to make because Spirit keeps bringing that forward here. But you'll be making that choice before the end of 2022. There might be things that play out in 2023 from that decision, things that you'll expand on in the year of 2023, which is going to be a year of expansion anyways. But the decision is going to be made before 2022 is over with because this message is all about what you're leaving behind. So you're recognizing these emotions, you're taking some time to reflect on things. And Spirit is really pointing out about this affecting your inner child, just to say that this may be something that you were passionate about when you were younger, passionate about before other people influenced you. And again, that message about returning to yourself, because when we're children, we're not afraid about what we're passionate about. We just like to play what we want to play and be what we want to be. And we feel much more carefree and less affected by other people's opinions of us, versus the older that we get, we do start to become affected by those things. So Spirit is encouraging you to let your truth just fly high and follow your passion. And then we have the card Release. Lighten your load and transform. Rise above any situation and become the best version of you. So you may have been feeling very weighed down with this wheelbarrow, maybe carrying other people's weight, but you're leaving that behind and you're going through this transformation period where you're going to be able to rise above the situation and become the best version of you. Let's go ahead and take a look at our tarot, and you did get an extra card from the other piles as well. We have the High Priestess here. So you're leaving behind the darkness. You are going to take that moment of clarity for yourself. And you're going to follow your intuition. Things are going to come into alignment for you. If you've been feeling like there is an angel and a devil on your shoulders, an indecision, once again, Spirit just reconfirming that message that you will be leaving that behind and you will be following your truth, because you know the right direction when the High Priestess comes out here. You have a lot of intuition that comes through, and Spirit is encouraging you to follow that. We have the Five of Cups. This is a good thing that you want to leave behind, because whatever this is, again, there's something that you have been feeling emotionally drained from. You know, maybe this is a job that you don't really want to have, or something going on in your life that you've committed to because of others, and it's been draining you emotionally. It's been bringing you down, but you're leaving that feeling behind. The Eight of Swords, you're leaving behind the anxiety from not being the truth of yourself, from feeling tied up in all of this indecision. You're leaving that behind in 2022. And we have the World. So you're leaving behind a cycle, a time, and you're stepping into the new beginning. So pile number 2, that's everything that I have for you. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you have not done so already, and I will see you in another video. Take care. Welcome, welcome. Pile number 3, you chose the base chakra card. That's the card number 1. So what are you leaving behind? Spirit brought through a message when I was shuffling out these cards that you're leaving behind not caring for your physical self. So taking better care of your physical self. You also have the 2-1, so 111 or 1111 could be a repeating number that you see. But number 1, this is all about fresh energy, a new beginning. It feels like your physical body is going to feel better, and your root chakra can affect other things around you as well, like the material things in your life, home, and things like that. But you're going to be pouring love into yourself. Love begins. So you may have been in a time where you've been neglecting yourself, either emotionally or physically, neglecting that self-care, just not paying attention to yourself. But Spirit is definitely bringing through the message about your physical body specifically. You know, so eating better, making sure you get enough sleep, anything like that, that you'll know what it is that you've been lacking on taking care of your physical self. And it is important to take care of your physical self because, you know, all of those things are connected and in alignment with each other. So let's get out our other cards. I did go ahead and pre-shuffle for us today because we're using a lot of cards. So we have put away the computer. Working less will help strengthen your relationship. So I feel like working less will help you strengthen the relationship with your physical body. Maybe you're someone that works at a desk, or you go to school all day. You haven't been exercising, like I said, or eating well, or getting enough sleep and things like that. Or maybe you've just been distracted with things on the computer, like gaming or doing research and having your phone in your face at night. So Spirit is kind of encouraging you there to leave that behind. Maybe use your screen time setting to make sure that you're not getting too much screen time, and just really connecting with your physical self so that you can grow emotionally and spiritually also in the coming year. We have the card Courage. When picking roses, don't fear the thorns. So for you, this is a message that you're leaving behind any hurdles that you feel towards working on this situation, right? Because when you're picking roses, they're beautiful, but there's thorns. But you can't fear that, because with anything in life, there's going to be some kind of thorn among the beauty. But you can protect yourself, take care of yourself. You don't have to be worried about that. So you're going to be leaving behind anything that's been making you hesitate in your life, anything that's been making you procrastinate. It feels like there's going to be one specific thing that's really been affecting you, and Spirit is saying you'll know what that is. It's one really specific thing, and it's really been having a big effect on your life. Again, maybe if it's spending too much time on the computer, right? Something that's been kind of draining you, or excuses that you've been making before you take care of whatever this base chakra is representing in your life. Because again, it can also represent your money, your home life, things like that. So if there's something that's been blocking you, you're going to cut that out. And then we have the card Worry coming out. That's a good thing to leave behind in 2022. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. So it feels like you're taking action on something instead of worrying about it. Again, there's something that's been making you hesitate, like those thorns around the rose, but you're going to move past that, and you're just going to get into that action of energy. I'm going to pour into this. I'm going to make something happen. I'm going to make something shift, because worrying about it wasn't working. And we also have the card Atoms Building, card number 40. So again, atoms, it really feels like you are going to be focusing on your body a lot, like even, getting hydrated, taking good care of yourself again, because we're made up of atoms. All the things are made up of atoms around us, and you're building. So some of you might be building your body, building your physical strength, building your stamina. And it feels like this has been affecting other areas of your life. And you're just going to do it one good step at a time, one good choice at a time. You're moving forward in this boat. You're figuring things out for yourself. But again, it feels like there's kind of two groups here. Like a lot of you, it'll be your physical body, and then others of you, it'll be other things that your base chakra represents, like your money, your household, your stability in your life. So you're building going forward. You're letting go of just floating around in this water, and you're starting to learn why things work and how they work and how you can make things work to your advantage. Okay, and then we also have the card, it is okay to be misunderstood. We all experience life through our personal lens of fears, desires, and pains, which can lead to miscommunication and misunderstandings. If you are currently in this situation, remember that being misunderstood is not a reflection of your worth, but a result of being human. You are complete regardless of how others perceive you. So there's a beautiful swan out here that does represent soulmate energy, pure love energy. So there could be a message coming through just from people in your life. I feel like it could be a romantic partner for some of you, but it feels just like a very pure energy of love, people that want to be there to support you. So you're leaving behind some type of misunderstanding. I feel like this is something that you misunderstood or something that you overlooked in your own life that was hurting you in some way, holding you back in some way, limiting you. And you're going to be coming again into greater understanding and able to move forward to better things in your life, to that Ace of Cups energy that's over there, to more stability. Okay, and for your tarot cards, we have Queen of Swords, Eight of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. So you're going to be leaving behind an old habit. Again, it feels like there's one very specific habit in your life that you've been knowing is affecting you in a negative way, and you want to leave that behind. And Spirit is saying that you are going to finally leave that behind and move forward. It feels like you've had a lot of racing thoughts, a lot of ideas around this, but never quite taken action on them. So you're moving forward, you're picking up the pace. This may be something that you tried before and it didn't work out, or you feel like you've been trying for a long time and you just can't shake this. But there is a shift that's coming. You've got the Eight of Wands, the Queen of Swords. You're moving into a much faster, certain energy, and you're going to move out of that old habit and that old energy that was affecting you in a negative way to create more stability and solidness in your life. So pile number 3, that's everything that I have for you. Don't forget to hit like and consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I will see you in another video. Take care. Welcome, pile number 4. You actually selected card number 4 also, so 444 could be a significant angel number for you or something that you see all the time or any version of that. And this says foundation and achievements. What are you leaving behind in 2022? We also have the card 3, recognition and reward. So this is like the 3 of Pentacles in traditional tarot, and the 4 of Wands. For you, the message really seems to be something that you're actually moving forward to. It's supposed to be, what are you leaving behind? But it feels like something that you're actually moving forward on. So recognition and reward, this feels kind of like hard work paying off. So the message for you about what you're leaving behind would actually be the phase of hard work, right? So there's a phase where we have to work really hard and we have to focus and we have to kind of walk by faith because it's not really there yet. But for you, you're leaving that phase behind because you're stepping into the phase of reward, recognition, and achievement. So your hard work is paying off. So if you've chosen pile number 4, you're leaving behind the hard work and you're stepping into the reward going forward. Let's take a look at your other cards. I did go ahead and pre-shuffle for us today just because we were using a lot of cards and I want to focus on the reading. You got the card Twin Flame. This is a divine counterpart connection. So for some of you, that could be a message that you'll be meeting your twin flame in the year 2023 if you resonate with that, or also just a signal of something that matches you, coming into alignment with things that make you happy. Again, stepping out of the energy of having to look down with your blinders on and focus, and stepping into the energy of enjoyment, which is what we feel when we think about a twin flame connection, finding our perfect other half and someone that matches us. Again, if you resonate with that label, and it's okay if you don't, but the card is just here. Spirit is really pointing out divine, so it feels like there's been a divine timing going on with this situation. This is something that you've been wanting to come through and something that you've been working on, and you get to leave behind the doubt, the concern. You're coming into alignment with this. And we have the cards grow. All flowers must grow through dirt. So absolutely, it seems like you've had to get your hands dirty. You've had to be focusing and working on this to make this come to fruition. But now it's time for you to grow beyond that phase, because Spirit is bringing through that message again. When you plant the flower, you have to work, you have to tend the soil, you have to pay attention to it. But now the flower is blossoming. So you're going to be moving into a new phase of your life. You're not going to be having to do the work anymore. And we have the card Success. Bloom wherever you are planted. So that's really interesting that these two cards came out for you, because we go from all flowers must grow through dirt to bloom wherever you are planted. So you've planted your seeds. Again, that's what you were doing in the year 2022. You were working on this, and now the work is done. It's time for the success. It's time to see your blooms. Things are coming into fruition for you. And we also have the card Failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. So Spirit is also showing me how, farmers or people that do gardening and planting, sometimes they talk about planting extra seeds, right? Because birds will come along and pick seeds up, or something will happen with the weather. So they might plant an extra seed and one of them will grow. So this may be something that you've had to try more than one time. You may have had failures on this pathway, but you're leaving that energy behind. If you've been beating yourself up about failures or being hard on yourself about your failures, that's something that you're leaving behind in 2022, because now you've come into the understanding, looking back, all of your mistakes that you made were actually just opportunities where you were learning. And now you know so much more from this planting season, from this work season. So now you've grown something and you know how to grow it again. So that's really exciting. And we also have the card Wildness. Electricity. It feels like you had to have a lot of energy to push through that season, right? It takes a lot of work to plant. It takes a lot of work to go through those failures and try again. So you've had to have a lot of resilience. You've had to have the wildness to believe that you could still do this. And electricity, you had to have the fire in you. You had to bring the energy and create it from inside of yourself, even if you were tired, even if you had went through failures, right? But now you can take a rest from this energy, because this can be very tiring and draining to have to produce this all the time. So Spirit is saying you don't have to produce that. And then we have the card To Make Equal. The equator. It feels like there's going to be more balance coming into your life. Again, you might have been having to work really hard. So we have the work and play balance kind of coming in here. And that's also the card number 5, the number of change. So the equator, the middle, coming into a balance. And then we have, and also Spirit was bringing through another message about equator, equal actually. So you're going to receive equal rewards and blessings to the work that you put in, and then some. Okay. And then we have the card Keep Your Word. I feel like you kept your word to yourself and you kept going on this journey even past your failures. Our inner child has always been sensitive to a promise broken, a desire disregarded, and a hope lost. It is paramount that we show consistency with ourselves and do what we say we will do, particularly when it involves our inner child. Start with a little thing and practice consistency by keeping your word today. This is definitely a past energy coming through here. The consistency, this is what you had to keep up with, the work that you had to put in. When we see the Three of Pentacles back here, you've done the work. And now people are recognizing the work that you've done. It's going to be seen in the physical soon, whatever you've been trying to achieve. And then we have spend time in nature. The beauty of nature offers our souls unlimited nourishment. Go outside today and connect with the earth. Feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. Touch the softness of a plant. Listen to the babble of a stream. Dig your toes into the rich soil and feel yourself connected to this wondrous place we call home. So again, there's an energy of healing. I feel like this is just Spirit encouraging you to spend time in nature or to spend time doing something that feels good. Again, they keep saying you are working hard, so now you need to take some time to play hard. Maybe some of you will be going on vacation to a warm place in the upcoming year after all that hard work is paying off. Let's go ahead and look at your tarot cards. We have the Two of Pentacles, the Strength, and the Hierophant. This is another number 5 coming through. So again, we're talking about what you're leaving behind, but there's some kind of change coming in and a transition. And I feel like you've learned so much from this because you have the Hierophant coming out. And like we were talking about earlier, now you've done the planting, so now you know how to grow the plants. So now you know the process and you know how to do this again. So you're feeling very happy about that, very confident about that. And you're leaving behind your doubt about, will this work pay off? Will this come through? Will I find balance? Will I have enough time? Will I be good enough? You know, indecision here. Choices to make. You're leaving that behind because you've made all the choices, you've invested all the money, you've invested all the time, you stayed consistent with yourself, and now you're stepping into the strength energy, the Hierophant, where you're laughing because you've been enlightened, you know so much more, and now you have a greater confidence in your strength that it took for you to get here. So pile number 4, that's everything that I have for you in this reading. Don't forget to hit like and consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll see you in another video. Take care.